Anywho, the last movie we watched this week was my pick, that being the 1986 David Lynch film Blue Velvet, which is about some guy that picks up a clue on a murder or something that he thinks he finds an ear in a lawn, and then he starts investigating some criminal and digging more into the past of a nightclub singer, and hilarity ensues.
Dude, fun fact. So originally, Frank, the mobster dude, that little thing, gas mask he had, originally in the script, David Lynch had it that he would breathe in helium occasionally.
Oh.
And so his voice would just go squeaky randomly. And they changed that for perhaps obvious reasons.
Yeah, I would have taken it less seriously than I already did.
I heard about that one too. Good fun fact. I like it.
There you go. Tanner got so serious for no reason. What's up, Tanner? What'd you give this movie?
I am in between an A- and a B+.
Oh no.
Hot damn. Dylan, where are you putting this one?
I gave this one a C-.
Whoa. Jackson, how about you?
I don't really know. I'm in the range of like B to A-, and I can be swayed best in how you guys talk about it, probably.
I'm personally on a B. I just, I suppose I'm not a Lynchian guy. There hasn't been too... I would like to check out Twin Peaks, though. I've heard really good things about that one. Just so far, Eraserhead and Blue Velvet, they haven't quite tickled my brain in the way I was hoping they would.
I forgot this is the guy that wrote Eraserhead.
Yeah. I certainly found this movie very interesting, and I wasn't bored or anything throughout most of it. It's just the performance of the main guy is very uninspired. He's not particularly entertaining to watch on screen, and I don't know, the pacing of events just feels a little slow at times, but there were some very tense scenes, like the car ride, I think was incredibly well done. Just like that entire sequence of him being dragged along by Frank. I think the climactic scene was entertaining too. It really masquerades itself as a more complex story than it actually is as well, when it in reality is pretty simple and just kind of wraps up really cleanly at the end. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe there's some bigger story, even though I don't think it is. I think that it does just wrap up cleanly. There's not much more thought to give to it. I just think it's a relatively well-made, very interestingly structured mystery film.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting movie. I think it flows pretty well. I think it has a decently interesting plot, I suppose. I don't know how much of a mystery it is. Like, I feel like you can figure it out pretty easily. I thought the performances were really good, especially Frank. I love Frank. Frank was fucking awesome.
It's always the villains, dude.
Yeah. What?
The ones who give better performances.
Sure. My major complaint is I actually wish it were weirder. Like, this doesn't feel like a movie that had to be made by David Lynch to me.
That is kind of the thing that surprised me about this film. It's not as weird as I was expecting it to be, and like Jackson said, the story is a lot more simple than I would have expected going into it as well.
Yeah.
I have looked at some analyses and stuff for the film as well, and there are a lot of people who really dig into the symbolism and such for it too, and it's like, I guess I can kind of see where you're going with it, but it's just not something that really sells me on it quite all that much. For example, like a big part is seeing like the closet's like a sort of portal into like the darker side of like the normal world, basically. Where once he goes in that closet, that's when like the events of the film really start kicking off, where he like starts getting wrapped up in the fucking woman's name, whatever her name is. Like Frank comes in there, all that bullshit starts happening. And once he goes back into the closet later in the film and shoots Frank, he emerges, and now, we see that very beautiful ending where everything works out perfectly. Everything's all back to normal and stuff like that. And so it's just like showing like, oh, now he's out of it. The nightmare is over, and now everything is just all prim and proper for him.
Sounds like too much thought went into the movie.
And it's like, that could be what they were going for. It doesn't really sell me on it particularly, but
Somebody mentioned when we finished watching it, I don't remember who it was, something about like maybe he died at the end, and that's why he gets the perfect ending or something. I don't know. That's something I can believe, but I also just like to look at this movie pretty straightforward. So
that's the theory I had for it personally, because everything feels too perfect at the very end, where it's like, everything just worked out totally fine for him, I guess.
Listen, dude, when you kill the mob boss, there's nothing else to worry about. That's how it works.
Retaliation does not exist in this universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, apparently not.
That's probably like one of my biggest fears when it comes to like, I mean, if I like get wrapped up in like some random fucking gangster or some shit like that ends up stepping to me and I gotta like somehow wrangle his gun from him and shoot him. It's like, well, now I feel like I just have to fucking leave the state and start a new life because there are gonna be new people coming after me.
Or you get bigger and badder and go through some training and kick their asses.
I don't know about that. I'm not John Wick here, okay? I'd say I was lucky to make it out of the first scuffle.
Damn. Unfortunate.
Guys, do we not have much more to say about Blue Velvet either?
We've got some cut and dry reviews this week. Yeah, I don't really...
I just didn't find this movie super interesting. I don't know. It didn't hold my attention very well. I'm not huge into these mystery crime scenes. Yeah, I agree. The main actor guy's performance left much to be desired, and for the most part, I agree with Tanner. The mystery was insanely easy to figure out, and once it got past that part, I just really didn't care at all. I still think, people's performances were fine. I agree, Frank's performance was fine. It's just like, I don't know, the movie didn't give me another reason to stay interested, I guess, besides like, oh, look at these wacky shenanigans happening to Frank now, or not Frank, whatever the main guy's name is. I don't know, I just feel like the plot didn't, outside of solving a mystery, I just feel like the plot didn't make any sense to me.
I will say on the point of Frank, though, he is a fantastic character, and that actor really fucking kicks it out of the park right there.
Yeah.
Just like, a lot of his delivery is fucking crazy, with things like when they're like bringing him to the party, and the dude's like, I guess, can I have a Heineken? Frank, Heineken? Pabst Blue Ribbon! That shit just fucking killed me. That was great. Really love that guy. Great performance. But as far as like a lot of the other people go, there isn't a lot to grasp onto there.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what Tanner was on about, but now that I'm looking back on it, I can see like, this movie probably could have used a bit more unusual things going on to its benefit, but alas, that's not what we got.
By the way, cinephiles love this film. They are so into it.
It's probably the same like Eraserhead scenario, so not surprising.
All right, guys, is that where we stand on Blue Velvet then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting film. I enjoyed it. I don't think it's like some fucking masterpiece or anything. It had a lot higher reviews, so I definitely went in with pretty high expectations, but also like Eraserhead's pretty critically acclaimed, and I went in with high expectations of that and was very let down. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, this was not another Eraserhead for me, but yeah, I think I'm going to land at a B+. I think I enjoy this a good amount.
Okay. I'm sticking to my B.
I think I'll do B+.
I'm gonna stick with my C-.
And with that, it lands at a solid B overall. It's the same tier of movie as Olympus Has Fallen and Harry Potter the Order of the Phoenix and Hellboy and Battle Royale for that matter. It's there's a lot of movies.
And every other movie in that category that we could name right now, but we aren't.
The other 90,000 movies in B and B+.